Hey y'all. Welcome to SoulsReaper Healing. We're going to start out, and this is a reading for what healing is needed for the sign of sign of Taurus. Sorry, I just did Virgo. I'm going to start with an angel card from the Angel Tarot. And the card that you guys got was the Ten of Pentacles. It's a Menadel. I don't know if you can see that. It's a number 36, which equals a 9. The Honorable God. He helps you with inner and outer work, helps one keep their job, and protects against disasters. Let's see that right there. Number 36. This angel helps you to keep your employment and maintain your means of livelihood, serves against disasters, and delivers prisoners. Menadel gives light to distant people who have received no news for a long time, and will bring exiles back to their native land and uncover lost or stolen belongings. So, we're going to start out with Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle card. Guidance for Taurus. Collective. Taurus Collective. What messages do they need to hear today for their highest good? Guidance can you provide? Taurus Collective. That's too many. One card, please. I think it was Virgo that just got this. 36, Prosperity. That's the same card that you got, number 36, Menadel, Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Root Chakra. So number 1. The next one is from the Raven's Wand Oracle. Guidance for Taurus. Collective energy. What is the Taurus Collective working on right now? What guidance do they need? Taurus. One card, please. Taurus. Raven's Wand. That's a pretty neat card. I've not gotten this for any other signs so far. There's a lot of cards I haven't gotten because I'm just starting and getting used to this deck. On the bottom, Family Matters. get 2 cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Taurus, collective energy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or anywhere in their chart. Collective messages they need to hear today for their highest good. Taurus. Spirit. It's number 7. Sweet results await. One more for Taurus, please. That's more than one. That's 4. Let's try this one more time. One more for Taurus, please. Taurus. Still quite a few of them to take that one. Ant Spirit, so number 1, time to collaborate. It's either Virgo or Aries that got this one. Bottom of the deck, Horse Spirit, it's a 33. Freedom is yours. Alright. This one is, what is your challenge or focus right now? What are you working on currently? Addressing within yourself? Taurus, collective energy, please. Guidance. What do they need to work on, or are they working on? Taurus, please provide guidance. Three cards, please, for Taurus. Taurus. First card out is honesty. I can always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Sorry about the glare. These cards are very glossy, very shiny. 2 more. Taurus. You guys' cards are going to stick them together. Too many. 2 more, please. Taurus. Collective energies. Taurus. Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. One more for Taurus. Taurus. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Bottom of the deck, regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Alright, Taurus. know, with this honesty card, it's asking you, Spirit is asking you, what are you telling yourself? Are you being honest with yourself? About a situation, people, places, things. With these two cards here together. Sorry, my nose is itching. Are you being honest with yourself about something that you may feel guilty about? Because, you know, with this guilt card, this is what is inside or you know, within you or in your subconscious. Maybe things that you're not aware of. Or, you know, it can be the other way. Are you feeling guilty about being honest about something? Because over here with empathy, it's asking you to see both sides of a situation and to collaborate. Work together on a situation. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So what particular belief is either telling you that being honest doesn't get you what you want? Because that, you know, the beliefs that we have are patterns, you know, of behavior. They're things we were taught growing up. You know, our first relationships, the things that we see, or people that, you know, played a big role in our lives. Did they show you that pattern of, well, if you're honest about this, then, you know, it's not going to work, you know, you won't get what you want, you know. But ultimately, all of these are within self. But before we can go within self, we have to address the patterns. We all have them. We all get into these patterns as cycles of certain behaviors, beliefs. And we can change those. We can reprogram that part of our mind that tells us. And what we are inside, if we're honest with ourselves, like this card says, this card, sorry. If we're honest within ourselves, then that will project outside of us. So what we are is projected outward, as within, so without. If you're being honest with yourself, people will mirror that. Whatever you are within, others mirror. Because when we project it outwards, then that is mirrored right back to us. Do you need to change your belief about honesty? Because if you can be honest with yourself and understand that we all make choices. That's part of it, you know. On our journey, we make choices. I don't like to call them mistakes because they're all lessons. They're all things that we are meant to learn on this journey. But whatever you're feeling guilty about, number one, you already know. It's an emotion. You feel that energy. But remember, if you feel guilty, you will project that energy outwards to others. It's asking you to release any beliefs that no longer assist in your growth. So any old beliefs about guilt or any things you were taught to believe about being, feeling guilty about different things. And sometimes we get into these cycles, these patterns of acting certain ways, not being honest, with ourselves about what's really going on within ourselves, and then turn around and then we feel guilty about it after we've done whatever, or being fearful that if we are honest, we're not going to get the reward, we're not going to get whatever it is we want. It's very important, though, to be honest with ourselves. When you get to a space to where you can be honest with you about, yes, this was my pattern. This was something I used to do. This was the old me, When you can be honest with you, then you don't have fear or guilt or anything like that, because you wouldn't have a reason to feel guilty if you were being honest with yourself. It's asking you to see through another's eyes, to see both sides of a situation, and collaborate. But you have to be able to see those patterns within yourself before you can collaborate with another. Because if your energy is off, because it's very, I know within my own journey, I was off balance most of my life. And when you start healing these wounds, it's more reprogramming. When you start reprogramming these lessons, you look at them differently. And when you get to a place of being able to see through another's eyes, being able to see both sides of the situation, then when it comes time to do a collaboration or work with somebody on a particular thing, person, place, thing, work on something, and, it doesn't have to be something outside of you. It can be a collaboration within yourself. What am I not looking at within myself? What am I not working with myself about? Or where am I not being more open to collaborate because I'm feeling, I'm dealing with this old belief about guilt and honesty, and I'm fearful. All these things are, about patterns, guys, beliefs, how we look at things is all based on what our subconscious tells us, which is what we learned as a child growing up, our first relationship. Whatever your very first relationship was, whether it was parents or grandparents or aunties, it doesn't matter who the first relationship was in your life, but that, if you can look back, and I journal just to keep track of things that come in my mind about myself and where specific patterns come from and why I believe those. But you'll start to see the pattern of behavior and how it had played out in your life up until this point. I'm gonna grab the book on this honesty card, and I'm gonna read you what it says in the book. Being truthful with others is a slippery business. You are expected to tell and expect to be told white lies. No one wants their feelings hurt, but sometimes a strong dose of reality is needed. No one can tell you definitely in what circumstances an untruth would be better, but honesty is usually the best policy. You and only you know in your heart when the right time is to be totally honest. The only time you must be absolutely truthful is when you are addressing yourself. You must at all times present yourself authentically to those around you. Only by being yourself do you draw in the people and circumstances you most need to learn from. And the next one is guilt. Let's see what it says on that one. The energy of fear has many guises to complicate your path to loving yourself. Guilt is the most devious, because it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is a self-imposed emotion that pretends to be instructive and enlightening. Guilt can help us grow when we realize that our actions have been hurtful to others and that we need to make amends. After we do so, though, it's time to learn from the behavior and move on. The problem arises when we hold on to a guilty feeling that serves no purpose, other than promoting self-destructiveness and low self-esteem. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Guilt is not always rational, but if you examine it suggestively, act on it, and release it, it becomes a temporary emotion. Long-held guilty feelings are never good and will create a roadblock to self-love and happiness. You must continually scan your current emotions for any guilty feelings and bring them to the surface for analysis. Healthy guilt is a warning that action should be taken. irrational guilt needs to be released. And last one, we'll read the empathy card. You don't truly understand others' motivations if you haven't lived their lives and seen the world through their eyes. It's so easy to judge another's behavior matched up against your own and label it as right or wrong, but you're missing an important part of the equation: the other person's history and personal path. We are all sparks of the divine, with a purpose here in the physical dimension, and we can all exert our free will. Some of us have lost our way along the path to love, and it is a human reaction to judge others before examining their journey through their eyes and with compassion. Your job is not to judge, your job is to love and understand. All very good messages, and I've had to face these myself on my journey. And guys, we're always learning. We're always going to have, there's always flare-ups, times when things pop up and you think, certain things, you do certain things, and then you're like, wait a minute. And then you take a pause. When you get to that space, then you can see from another's eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and read this Raven's Wand. See what that one has to say. At the age of just 18, the responsibility of saving witchcraft fell on Colfina Algra's shoulders. She has allies in the form of a vulnerable black wand and a fierce thunder sprite, but the final decisions come down to her alone. We all want to be the best, but Colfina is reminding you that doing your best is more important. You might make mistakes, but this is how the real world works. Accept that as long as you give your best, nobody can ask for more or expect perfection. Not friends, colleagues, family, or even the gods. I like that one. It ties in really well with what you guys got going on here. And, I'm part of this collective too, guys. I resonate with this message. I am a Taurus rising. So, we're all connected, guys. Next one we'll read is this 36, this prosperity message. Supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches the universe provides. See what the book has to say. 36. The new energy is asking us to revisit and redefine how we want to perceive many human concepts to help us recreate a reality that reflects a new and more expanded consciousness. The way in which we perceive and experience our state of prosperity is important to the creation of our new reality. The word prosperity originates from the Latin word prosperous, which means doing well. But this entails much more than just our financial wellness. The original meaning encompassed the totality of our well-being, including our health and happiness, as well as our success. Sadly, it seems that we have lost this meaning over time. We have grown accustomed to measuring our success, and thus our prosperity, by the reflection of our bank accounts. The new energy invites us to reconsider our feelings of joy, love, compassion, and connection to self and others, in addition to the fulfillment of our more mundane and physical needs. All are part of our sense of prosperity. So there again, it's reiterating seeing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective, you know, which is kind of like with this, you know, empathy, seeing both sides of a situation, because when you're seeing from a different perspective, you're also seeing that person's perspective as well. You know, the perspective that you have and another person has. You know, we all have different perspectives on things. But this is the message I have for you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys soon.